Hey, Carlton. Thanks for taking my question.
No problem.
Obviously, when you face the Kansas City Chiefs in a grand stage like the Super Bowl is, what are you telling your teammates like JPP, the rest of the secondary? What's the mentality that you're advocating to your teammates?
We're just gonna go out there and do what we do. It's not about them. It's always about us. It's never about your opponent. And the more you make it about them, the more it becomes about them. So it's always about us. It's always about how we execute, about how we carry out our game plan and our mentality to be physical and smart.
All right, thanks.
Next question will come from James Palmer.
Carlton, and I know you want to back up everybody on your team, and everybody can bring it who fills in for somebody. But what did you learn in the NFC Championship game, maybe about when Antoine Winfield is not out there with you guys in the backfield, and what you miss in the secondary with him not being out there with you guys?
Antoine is a great player for us. Not having him definitely sucks. But, BA has this culture around our team that the next man up mentality. So when Antoine went down, we had Mike Edwards step in, and he did a great job. And then when Jordan went down, we had Andrew Adams step in, and he did a great job. So a lot of our guys are prepared to be starters at any given moment.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Jory Epstein.
Hi, Carlton. Jory Epstein with USA Today. How are you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks. I spoke with some of your teammates, particularly Allie and Donovan, about what y'all have been doing with your social justice initiative and the mentoring program. But I want to hear from you. What has that experience been like with the social justice board, and how meaningful is it to you that the Bucs as an organization commit to these issues?
It means a lot to me, especially coming from the background I come from. This year it's been a little different with COVID, but we've been making great efforts to still carry out everything that we planned prior to this season and prior to COVID happening. And it's just a huge thing that this organization takes it serious with everything going on in the world today. So for our organization to have a group like this has been the best for me, and it's been something that I'm willing to continue to do and grow upon and really reach out in the community of Tampa and make it better.
Have you had an opportunity to participate in that mentorship program? And if so, has there been a moment on those Zoom calls that really stands out where you were able to make an impact?
Yes, I have participated a couple times, and just hearing the kids talk about what they see growing up and what's going on in their neighborhoods is really impactful for me, especially because I went through it as a kid. And just to see that it's still going on really makes me want to go out there and do more and connect with these kids more, because as I always say, the youth is our future. So if we don't take care of them now, then we have no hope for our future.
Next, we'll go to Harold Kuntz.
Hey, Carlton, hope you're doing okay. Hey, I wanted to ask you about that Week 12 match. Obviously, Tyreek Hill had a big first quarter, but you guys kind of got better as the game progressed. What type of different approach are you going to take into this game, knowing full well that you saw Tyreek that first time?
I'm going to bring the same mentality. I'm going to always be myself. And it didn't work out the first game as far as what we did and our game plan, but we've corrected it. And we got a great game plan going in, but I'm going in with the same mentality, and that's to dominate. So just look out Sunday.
Next, we'll go to Carmen Batali.
Hey, CD, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Speaking on that mentality, I'm sure you've seen the clip, but there was a NFL Films mic'd up moment of you in the championship game with all your guys around saying they said we were the last team in the league, referring to that number 32 ranking you guys as a secondary had going into the season. First thing I think of is that Michael Jordan meme of I took this personally. Yeah. Has this really been, to hear this happen, this is still a topic of conversation after you guys have had all this success, is that what's kind of contributing to this chip on your shoulder? How big of that, plays in, how much of that plays into your mentality?
A lot, because just imagine you, coming to work every day, doing your job, and not only that you're just not getting credit, but people are saying you're not doing your job. People just aren't realizing what you're doing, and it's frustrating, not just for me, but for all of my guys. And that's definitely something that we carry on our shoulder, and we will continue to carry it until, not even until we get our respect, but just until we're done playing, because it's something that you never forget. It's something that's always on your mind. To be slept on is one of the worst feelings ever. So that's definitely our driving force. And like in the video, I said, look where we at now, and look where we at now. And we're not going to stop. This is only more motivation to keep going, more motivation to block out the noise.
Next, we'll go to Jonathan Jones.
Hey, Carlton. I know obviously cornerbacks and defensive backs in general known to have a short memory. And as you mentioned, the game plan week 12 didn't work out at the beginning. And so I'm curious, how did that game impact your mentality? How'd you sort of shake that off and move forward in the days, hours afterward?
I mean, I play defensive back in the NFL, so you're going to have your share of losses. And it doesn't change who I am or what I do or how I approach the game. I'm going to continue to be a dog and go out there and give it my all every time.
Appreciate you.
Next, we'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Carlton, we keep seeing this more and more on social media. You guys calling yourselves the grave diggers. Can you just talk to us about the origins of that, your DBs group, and kind of how you guys fashion yourselves as a secondary?
It's something that we just made a caption. We were just posting a picture, and it was a caption, and I guess people took it serious. It was after the divisional game, so I would imagine that there was a lot of attention on us. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it kind of blew up, and next thing you know, everybody's on Good Morning Football calling us grave diggers, and I mean, it sticks. So we'll keep doing it. We'll keep it. But it speaks to how we play the game. We try to go out there and get the job done, like an assassin. When you order him to go take out somebody, you got to take him out. So that's what we do, man. We go out there and we dig graves.
And that loss against Kansas City, how did that help you grow as a cornerback? I know you were charged a very difficult task. Many times in that game, you had to go one-on-one against Tyreek Hill. That's not easy for anybody to do. You guys are without Jamel Dean. How did that experience help you grow?
Just the experience helped me grow through, just taking obstacles that come along during this journey, this season. It's going to be ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. But you got to be able to bounce back. You got to stay even keel through the highs and the lows. So even when you're high, you got to keep and maintain that balance. And even when you're low, you got to keep and maintain that balance. So, it affected me, but it was a good way for me to bounce back and just stay even keel. Like I said earlier, it happened, and, you move on and you continue to grow and you continue to try to get better.
Next, we'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, I'm just curious with all the, I guess, as much hype as you can feel, given that this is on Zoom and that it's coming to your town. What was it like getting out on the field today? I know Bruce said you guys had a walkthrough, but does doing stuff like that sort of keep you guys centered and tuning the noise out of what's happening here?
Doing stuff like walkthroughs?
Yeah, just getting back out on the field and instead of doing stuff like this, having to be on these Zoom calls with us.
Yeah. So for the most part, throughout this process and even before this week started, BA wanted us to think football at all times. And of course, we have our obligations to the media. But for the most part, we're pretty locked in. And I know it's a lot of outside noise and what people are talking. But for the most part, I don't really pay attention to it. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm just focusing on preparing for the job at hand.
We have about 5 minutes left. Next, we'll go to Alejandro Martinez.
Hey, Carlton.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I remember at the beginning of the year that the NFL ranked the Buccaneers secondary the 32nd. And did you notice that?
Yeah.
How does that motivate you throughout the season? And, well, with you especially covering guys like Michael Thomas and that rant on Twitter and Devontae Adams and now Tyreek Hill on Sunday again twice.
Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, to do a job and to not get credit for it, to be slept on, it sucks. It's a bad feeling to have. So, we always keep that chip on our shoulder, especially when we know we're way better than what they think we are. And, for the most part of the season, we've just been tuning out the noise and just playing ball, man, doing what we know we could do. And if they keep sleeping, we'll keep going hard. And even when they don't sleep, we'll keep going hard. So it don't matter. Pick and choose what you want.
Next, we'll go to Grace Remington.
Hey, Carlton. I'm sure you've seen the, silly Scotty Miller, Tyreek Hill debate for the last week, but I feel like you would know well which receiver's faster.
No comment. Is that an answer? No comment.
I'm not trying to put you in a spot. I'm just wondering. How about what do they do so well that they're able to slip behind defensive backs so easily?
It's just small and really fast. So like sometimes when you have a dude who's like maybe 6 foot, 5'11", and he's a bigger target, but he's really fast, but he's a bigger target, so you can get hands on him, and it's likely that he's not as quick. But when you got guys like Tyreek Hill and Scotty Miller, who's small and compact and can really run, they tend to be more quicker and a little bit more slippery. So they can easily slip past you just because of how small they are. I guess it kind of plays into their favor.
Next question will come from Carrie Burns.
Hey, Carlton. So you talked of growth over the season, and so I'm from the AAU, so we wanted to take it way back, even thinking before your days at Auburn. So you used to play AAU track and field.
Yeah.
So is there any values you feel like you learned during running for AAU track and field that you carry in your career today?
Track was so hard, but it taught me hard work. It taught me persistence. It taught me to keep going even when you're tired. I've had some of my worst workouts during track practice. So you bringing this up only brings up the trauma. But it was great days. I had seen so much progress from running track in my AAU days, and I actually qualified for the Olympics one of those years. But just bringing back memories of me training really hard, and that's how I kind of got here, just from carrying on that mentality of training and getting better and progressing, and I got here. So thank you for the AAU days.
Next, we'll go to Anthony Curdy.
Welcome.
Hi, Carlton. Congratulations on being the Super Bowl. I guess it might be a silly question, but I was wondering, you're playing in the National Football Conference, so you play against a lot of good wide receivers. Who is the toughest wide receiver to guard, and is Tyreek Hill one of them?
Tyreek Hill is one of them. There's a lot of them, though. Like you said, this is the NFL, so any given Sunday, you can go up against a guy, and whether he's known or not, he can really give you that work. He can show you how good he is. So I don't really, rank receivers and who's the hardest to stick and, that kind of thing. I just kind of go out there, prepare for them like they would be at the best of their game, like they're at the best of their game. So I would guard Tyreek Hill like how I would guard somebody from who's not as known or who doesn't have as much hype. Like I said, at any given day, you can get worked by anybody. So you always got to be on your P's and Q's.
Next question will come from Greg Allman.
Hey, Carlton, congratulations. I just want to ask you about Sean Murphy-Bunting. I know he's been dinged up this year, but was hoping just what you've seen from him to get healthy and play as well as he has the last 3 games.
It's been a long season, and he's been fighting through some injuries, like you said, but he's come in clutch for us these last 3 games with his interceptions and turnovers. And he's just a guy he's a tough guy. He's really tough. Like to see him, like you'll see guys go down, but you'll never really see Sean go down. You'll never really see him miss a game or two. He's always in the mix. He's always practicing. He's just a tough guy.
Thanks, Carlton.
Next, we will go to Corey Spector.
Hey, Carlton. I'm curious after the game against Kansas City back in the regular season, and Tyreek obviously put up all those numbers. When you guys go back to practice the next week, how much is Tom helping you out in regards to maybe watching some stuff or trying to direct you in a certain direction and helping you figure out some of their offensive concepts?
I mean, Tom doesn't. He don't play for the Chiefs, and he's like not a defensive coach, so he doesn't really have an obligation to come and tell me what to do after a game like that. He just kind of does his job, and I do my job, and I try to do my job. I'll try to do my job better after a game like that. But Tom has just come to this team to do his job, and that's what he's been doing.
Next question will come from Mike Ramirez.
How you doing, Carlton? Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I just wanted to ask you, what has Todd Bowles meant to you in general, and what has he done as your development as a cornerback in this league?
He's given me a lot of great tips, and he's given me the opportunity to show my skill set as a lockdown corner. I really appreciate him for what he's done for my career thus far. Yeah.
You've had a great year, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Just an update to media. This session will close at 2 p.m. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Next question will come from Leo Haggerty.
The hardest thing to assimilate is how fast the guy is on film. Is it an advantage now knowing how fast the Kansas City receivers are because you already played them?
Yeah, I guess you can call it an advantage. Yeah, and you're right about that. Seeing the guy on film and seeing him in person is totally different. And the fact that we've played them already definitely gives us a good look at what we're going to be going up against. So that does have an advantage of its own.
Thank you, Carlton. Good luck Sunday.
All right, thank you.
Next, we'll go to Alex Fleming.
How you doing, Mr. Davis?
What's up?
Hey, real talk. Tyreek was, saying that he was the fastest in the league. I remember week 12, help is on the way. You're a prideful man, and I saw how you handled Devontae a couple of weeks ago. Are you going to play him heads up? Or are you just going to go with Todd Bowles' scheme? And speaking of Todd Bowles, how does it feel to be, tutored by a coach of that caliber?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and play Todd's Bowles scheme and execute it. And like I said earlier, having Todd as a DC has been great for me. He's been allowing me to showcase my skill set as a lockdown corner, and he's also given us so much knowledge and things of what to look for and how to study offenses and all kinds of things. So really appreciative of him.
Next, we'll go to Martin Weinsberger.
Carlton here, Martin Wiesenberg from No Huddle, Argentina. Can you hear me? Okay. Do you think you took a step forward this year, given how well you've been playing, and why is that?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Excuse me?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, of course. Do you think you took a step forward this year, given how well you've been playing, and why is that?
You're asking what did I do to take that next step to get better this year?
Yeah. Oh, I think you. Why do you think you took a step forward this year?
Yep.
I think you took a step forward this year, and why is that?
Why
you took that step forward?
I kind of switched up my off-season training, and I got more detail to what I really wanted to work on instead of being kind of broad with my workouts. I kind of focused in on my weaknesses and the things I wanted to improve as far as my movement. having a year under Todd Bowles served me great, and to be able to come back and play that same defense, I guess the experience of playing in it already kind of gave us another step to take, and with those two put together, I guess I just came out with a good season, but I'm looking to get better next year. So
Next, we'll go to Alvin Whitney.
Hey, Carlton, thanks for your time, man. Just wanted to ask you, you guys have been the kings of takeaway, this last part of the season. What is the approach and the game plan and your mindset for the secondary trying to control this passing offense of the Chiefs?
We trying to take some. We trying to take the ball away, like you said. We got a job to do out there. They're passing offense, and our job is to go out there and take the ball away, and that's the mentality we're bringing to this game.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Federico Alvaro.
Thank you. Hi, Carlton. Congratulations to being here in the Super Bowl. Good afternoon. Carlton, taking as a reference that game in Week 12 against the Chiefs, what are those things you have to take care in order to win? How are you going to do, guys, in order to stop Mahomes and his passing offense this coming Sunday? What kind of passing defense are you going to play, man-to-man, zone? Greetings from Mexico City.
Well, I can't tell you exactly what we're going to do, but I am going to play the game plan that they gave us, execute that, do my job. I'm gonna do my job and try not to have any balls go over my head.
All right, we have time for a few more. If any media has questions, please raise your hand. We'll go back to Martin Weinsberg.
Hey, Carlton. So if you got a pick six on Sunday, how will you celebrate it?
I'm gonna throw up the 305 because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You like that?
Yeah, very much.
Next, we'll go to Kayleen Jones.
Hey, Sean, how are you doing, man?
Hey, did you call me Sean?
Sorry about that. I've been jumping back and forth. I was looking at Sean's and I'm like, man, I'm in Carlton Davis. Man, so obviously, looking back, I don't know if you've watched, some of Tom Brady's old Super Bowls, but there's always a defensive back that makes play. Whether you look at Ty Law's pick six back in that first Rams Super Bowl, I mean, you go back to Malcolm Butler's against Seahawks, and even the Stephon Gilmore pick, which was crucial against that Rams Super Bowl a few years ago.
Yep.
And I know, obviously, completely different team, but he understands it's a team sport. I guess, like, what I'm trying to get at is how important do you feel those interceptions and big plays are, and how capable you think your unit is of generating those game-changing plays?
I have full confidence in my unit on making those plays. We've been making it all year. And you're right. There has been great plays by defensive backs in those Super Bowls that kind of help, get the W. And we're going to have to do that this Sunday. And, like I said, I'm fully confident in our guys' playmaking ability. So just tune in and you'll see for yourself.
Appreciate you, man.
Next question will come from Mike Ramirez.
What's up again, Carlton? I want to ask you, who do you resemble your game after, and who do you consider your idol growing up?
I don't think I resemble my game after anybody in the league. There's always been guys I've looked up to, of course, like Patrick Peterson, Darrelle Revis. A lot of guys. I honestly respect a lot of corners. I give them the highest respect because I understand how hard it is to do that job, and to do it at a high level is something really special. So
thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jamie Say.
Hey, Carlton.
I apologize if you've already been asked about him, but I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about Jamel Dean and how you guys work together well back there, and how you feed off each other.
Yeah, I've been with Dean for so long. I actually went to the same high school all-star game, so I've been knowing him for a really long time. And he's always just kind of been the same person, same player, same person, always been reliable, always been a guy to show up when you need him to show up, consistent, can run for days. And he's a guy who's I think is gonna really impact this game.
We have time for a few more. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll go back to Mike Ramirez.
What's up again, Carlton? When did you first realize that you could potentially make it into the NFL?
That's a funny question because I actually know exactly when I was going to the NFL. And it was like, I guess, 10th grade spring. It was after a 7-on-7 camp. And I was walking home and I literally just told myself, I'm about to go to the NFL. And
I love that.
yeah, I got here. It's a true story, man.
I respect that, man. It's awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Next, we'll go to Carrie Burns.
Hi, Carlton. Again, I just wanted to ask, kind of on that same thread with, you knew you wanted to go to the NFL. On the flip side, what advice would you have to young athletes who are looking to go to the NFL? How can they get where you are?
I would tell them to always have an optimistic, positive mindset, regardless of what they're going through, because there's going to be a lot of obstacles, but even more than the obstacles, they're going to be consistent problems. It's never going to stop. People think when you reach a certain level that, the problems and the obstacles and the things you go through just kind of go away, and it doesn't happen. You just get stronger. You just be smarter and you make better decisions. But I would tell them to always be optimistic and always be positive, no matter how bad it gets, because it doesn't last for long. Storms come and go all the time.
All right, we have about 2 more minutes, so I think you have to stay here till 2 o'clock.
Are you serious? Oh, cool. I went by fast.
We'll go back to Jamie for a question.
Sorry about that. Carlton, I love your confidence, how you knew when you were going to the NFL. I'm just wondering, is that kind of a Florida thing? I mean, if you look at the roster and see how many Florida guys are playing in this game, it's pretty insane. Can you just talk to me about kind of the influence of Florida high school football on you and the other guys?
Yes, I'm so happy you said that. Florida is the mecca of football, and you can quote me on that. Specifically South Florida. And I guess the confidence comes from me playing football in Florida, and how we treat football in Florida is like a religion. It's very serious. Since you were about 4 years old, all you could think about is football and competing. And the games, even the little optimist games, are intense. There's like thousands of people out there. All type of guys betting on games. It's just crazy. So, coming from Florida, you just carry that mentality and that confidence because, it's we were brought up just thinking football was everything and always competing at the highest levels and competing against the best and trying to be the best. So there's no surprise that there's a lot of Florida guys playing in this game, and that there's a lot of Florida guys in the NFL right now because it's what we do.
Next, we'll go to Amber Billups.
Hey, Carlton. You and Jamel Dean were both teammates at Auburn and now both starting in the biggest game of your careers. Were there ever talk in college of you reaching the moment and what it would mean?
No, I don't think we ever thought we would even be on the same team in college. But the fact that we hear it, all me and him talk about it all the time, the journey that we had, and how we would have never thought that we would be in this position just 3 years ago. So I feel like we're truly blessed to be a part of this game, and to have made it this far, man, is really crazy.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thanks for taking the time, Carlton.
Thank you.